What's up? So it's the weekend again. Man, my hair's a mess. Look at that. Look at a hot mess. I need to go get another haircut. Uh so damn it. Um on my last video I was like, yeah, hey, maintenance and all that, and equipment's running really good and I'm really happy. So yeah, I said I was gonna jinx myself and yeah. Yeah, we kind of jinxed ourselves a little bit. So what we had, I was on the other side mowing over there. There's a piece of rope, and ran over the rope, which wasn't no big deal. But what happened was I was looking under, trying to get the rope out, and I was like, man, it looks like my blades. Oopsie. I was like, man, it looks like my blades. Hold on, let me hold you here. Whoa. It's like, man, it looks like my blades are not level to the ground. And they weren't. And what was happening was when I got the deck off, these guys, one was way up here and this one was way down here. So these blades were both cocked like this. And I was like, man, I don't think that's right. So to me, I felt like the blade should be kind of level with the deck, and did some research, and sure enough, they should be. So my deck was bent. I did some research, and a lot of people will take the spindles off, pound on the deck. There's another guy that he made him like a little plate with a long piece of steel on it, and he was using that to bend the deck. Other people, would try to bend the deck, and they couldn't get it exactly where they wanted, so they would add washers under there to kind of shim it to make it. I didn't want to do that because, you're basically changing how to cut and all that good stuff. But I mean, if I had to, I would have. My solution was, luckily I am a part saver, and I had these guys. I had to replace these a while back when I first got this mower, because this little star right here the blades got loose and it ended up chewing that star up. This one's not as bad as the other one. The other one's a little worse. Like you couldn't put the blade on there. So I ended up replacing these guys, and I saved these. And, because I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll need a pulley or something off of them. Well, good thing I did, because what I did was I took the blades off, took these spindles off, put those on, and I ended up, I would use my 3-pound sledge and just hammer the fuck out of it. And I ended up getting these guys nice and flush, or as flush as they need to be. I mean, they're, they say within 1/8 of an inch, but that's pretty good. So in the process of doing that, let's flip her back over. Let's flip it the other way. All right, give me a sec. Let's flip it back the way it was. Okay. Whoa. Flip this guy over. Okay. So in the process of doing that, I don't know where all my pieces are. There is a brake right here, and it's supposed to have a pad on it like this guy. But in the process of doing all that, I literally beat the brakes off of it. The pad fell off of it. It's laying around here somewhere. But not only that, let's see, this little pulley goes here, and it has this guy on it underneath. And this is supposed to attach here, and that's your belt keeper. It keeps the belt from flying off. Broke that. So we ordered some parts, and I'll tell you what I do. So there's a couple different websites you can go to. There's e-replacement parts, Parts Tree, Parts Select. There's several. But what you can do is you can go on to, like, the one I used was Parts Tree. I kind of liked it. Had some. What you can do is you can type your model number of your lawn equipment in there, and it'll pull up all the diagrams. And you can look at the diagram, see what part you need, see what number it is, go down over to the right, find that number, and you can get the OEM number for it. And then I take that OEM number and I'll either paste it into eBay or Amazon, and you'll find them cheaper. Sometimes they're OEM, sometimes they're not, but you know, we're going to say they're all manufactured in the same place, more than likely. But these, here, let me flip her. On Parts Tree, that guy was, man, I don't remember. We'll just use round numbers like that. Was, you know, let's just say $70, right? Took that part number, pasted it into eBay, and you can get both brake hubs plus the little spacer that goes under there, all the bolts and everything, for like $25. So, man, I kind of went down a rabbit hole, and like this guy got chewed up, so I got me a new discharge chute. I found a mulch kit that replaces the chute, which I kind of want to use the mulch kit in the front, because when I'm mowing around the pathway, that I blow it all on the pathway. So I'd like to have the mulch kit, that way it just stays kind of right there. But I would like to have the discharge chute if I use this to go down the paths or something. I want that stuff to blow off the trail. So I bought me a discharge chute. This guy right here, this seat is pretty wore out. It's like when you get dew on it like this, you know, all that dew gets in there, and then you sit on it, and you know, got me a new seat. So I kind of got us a few spare parts. Also, it's been having a little bit of an issue starting. So when I go to start it, it'll kind of, and then get into this one little spot where it doesn't want to go. But what I can do is I can get out, and I can turn the crank backwards, and once it gets that little start. So come to find out, I was watching Michael, the small engine guy, on Facebook. Highly recommend that dude. I've learned so much from that guy. Awesome dude. But I found out that it's because the valves need to be adjusted. So I bought a new spark plug, valve covered gasket, and all that. So I may end up doing let's, you know, adjust the valves on this guy. But I ordered all that stuff a couple of days ago, but the couple of main pieces that I need, the belt keeper isn't gonna be here till later today, so I don't know. Depending on what time that gets here, we'll do some lawnmower tractor. We'll do some tractor repair, farm tractor repair. On another, we've got this guy out here right now. So I think in my last video I made a joke about yeah, I'm gonna go feed the deer, maybe we'll attract the hogs. Well, we did. So when we first got this property, we didn't have any hogs, and then after, I don't know, like 6 months, there was one that was coming around, and it was a boar. And when I first saw him, I was like, man, I need to get rid of this guy. But over time, I kind of found out, number one, he didn't come around all the time. He would just kind of come around, you know, every month, every other month, and then you would only see him one time. And down by the creek, you would see that he was rooting around, but he wasn't really tearing stuff up, you know. I mean, he was rooting for truffles or whatever the pigs do, but he wasn't really tearing a bunch of stuff up. So I was okay with having him. He wasn't a nuisance, but we'll say before I made, or during the time I was making that last video, which was 2 weeks ago, just all of a sudden a herd popped up. And originally, when I first saw him on my trail cam, I was counting 7, and I was like, oh man. So I contacted my trapper guy and was like, hey, you know, man, I might need to have you come out here. And the last time I called him out here for the one single hog, he was like, you know, kind of, we'll flip you around real quick. Oh, hold on. Normally, I was seeing the hog down there in our original deer location. Well, the problem with that down there was he couldn't get his trailer down there to, number one, set up the trap. And number two, if he caught him, he wouldn't be able to get his trailer down there to get him out. And how he does that, so this trap right here, he's got 2 head gates, meaning the gate right here that kind of is automatic, you know, he can trigger that remotely and it drops once the hogs are in there. He's got, you know, he's got a little camera set up right here on the, do you see? Yeah, he's got a little camera set up so he can monitor this remotely, and then once the hogs are in here, he can remotely trigger those 2 head gates. And but he's got this little gate right here, which is where once they're in there, he uses this gate, he'll back his trailer up to it, he'll open this gate and, you know, get the hogs in there. So way back when the hog was only coming down there, he's like, man, I can't get my stuff down there. So over time, you know, I've been feeding the deer up here as well. I saw him up here one time and I was like, oh man, you know, maybe let me throw some stuff out there. So I've been feeding the deer here for, man, good 8 months, something like that. So now that they were up here, he could put his trap up here. Well, saw him, counted 7, and then I called him. I'm like, man, you know, hey, we need to get out here. But then it was like 3 days and I didn't see him. So I was like, texted him. I'm like, let me confirm it. Let me double check, you know, let me get another sighting. Well, sure as shit that afternoon, I saw another, they came through again, counted them. I counted 10. So that's when I told him, yeah, let's bring it out. So he brought this out, I want to say last week. And the first night, he saw the hogs came up to it, but they didn't go into it. And then I want to say it was either the next night or the night after that, they came in, but they barely came inside the head gate. And they weren't quite in far enough for him to trigger the trap, because he was afraid they would, they were either a few of them or some of them were going to get out before the gate actually slammed shut. So we were getting close. And that was, man, I want to say that was maybe Tuesday. I'd have to look back at my text that I was telling my friend. But yeah, so here we are. It's been 3 or 4 days and there's been no fucking sign of them. And this thing's been out here. The deer don't like it. And I'm getting a little flustered that I might lose my deer because they're wanting to come up and feed, but they don't want to go in there. I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. So here's another thing. Dude, man, I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see by the color of the grass, but man, you can just tell how horrible of a cut it was making. And go to find out, when I was mowing, it was scalping real bad, and like this one was this way, the next one was, it was, I need to get my damn GoPro. I'm gonna buy a GoPro because I can't hold this phone and show you guys. But it was like this cut was like this, the next cut was like that, the next cut, so it looked horrible. Well, come to find out, I had a leak in my tire too, so I was kind of doing it, one side of my tire was flat, but we got that fixed during the week. I kind of ran that up there to the tire people and they fixed that. So anyway, I'm rambling. Today's objective, one of the things I need to do, let's flip walk, you can walk with me. I need to get her light on this. So, man, I'm going to say, if you're in the market for a shed, I highly recommend Leland's manufacturing. Normally a lot of the places that you see on the side of the road that have the buildings and stuff, they're just kind of middlemen. They just take the order and order it from the manufacturer. So if you go to a place and you want a shed like this, make sure they use Leland's as a manufacturer, because not only are these sheds built really well, they're not like the Home Depot, 2x3 interiors. With these things are built really well. They use treated wood on the bottom, like 2x6s, 16 inches on centers. Treated wood, I mean, it's 2x4s inside, etc. But outside of that, their customer service is excellent. So Marcia had noticed that we didn't have the screens on the windows, and one of the little lights right here, the little plastic clear piece broke. So, man, I put in a ticket for them to give me some new screens, some touch-up paint, and fix that light. And within a week, man, they sent a guy out here 4 hours away, because I think they're in Grant, or no, they're about 4 hours away. Well, they sent one of their guys out here to replace the light, give us screens, give us the touch-up paint. Excellent customer service. Well, when the guy came out, I'm gonna flip you back. When the guy came out, he replaced it. He replaced the clear piece, but this light that he brought was an LED. This one used a regular bulb. So they're the same one, but one of them's an LED, one of them's a regular light bulb. You can still buy both, but they accidentally brought the wrong one. They brought a LED, which this one's kind of cool because you can do 3 different tones. You can do the daylight, the bright white, the soft white, you know. So the guy brought that. He was going to replace the clear piece. Well, it was different, so he just replaced the whole thing. Well, now when you turn them on, of course they're going to be different, because this isn't like a big LED strip in there, and that's like a regular bulb. So I told him, I was like, hey, they're different, you know. And he said, man, he goes, dude, you're 4 hours away from us, so what I'm going to do, instead of sending my guy, I'm going to mail you one, and I'll just hire an electrician to come out. And I told him, dude, just mail it to me and I'll put it on. So that's one thing we're going to do today. Marsha's down there at the fairy garden decorating her fairy garden for Halloween. And yeah, and then if that part comes in, we're going to do some lawnmower repair. We'll put the belt keeper on. We'll put the brakes on, since I beat the brakes off that thing. We'll put the deck back on. I think I need to level the deck after I put the deck back on, just to make sure it's set right. I've got the mulch kit. I've got the new seat. We'll do the valves, do a new spark plug. Yeah, I think that, what else do I got? I think that was it for the lawnmower. So we'll do all that, but I'm gonna wait for the part from the belt keeper from USPS before I start. I want to make sure I have everything before I. So we're gonna do that. I don't know how much of it I'll film, but because it's hard to hold and work at the same time, but I'll see if I can maybe set my tripod up. So I'm gonna do that. I got a busy day. Y'all are holding me up. I got to go. All right, see you in a little bit. Okay, so we got the light done on that. We got the lawnmower all put together. Marsha wanted to give her a test run. It looks like she's cutting pretty good on the deck. I haven't adjusted the deck, but man, I tell you, it's do it, lady. Do it, lady. So we got the both brakes for the spindles put on, got the mulch kit put on, got the new seat put on, got the new mulching blades in and everything. Like I said, the only thing I haven't done, I haven't adjusted the valves, and I haven't adjusted the deck. But man, I tell you, I wanted to film all that, but I haven't been feeling too good this week. And man, when I was down there doing the light earlier today, dude, it was hitting me hard. I about passed out. Like, so I don't know if it's just that it's cooler today, but man, it's very humid, and man, I was feeling it, and I was like, I almost passed out. So man, I kind of came in, took a little nap, and that part came at noon. So I was like, well, let me at least try to put this thing together and get that done. But yeah, we got it done. I think I'm just gonna call it a day today. Man, look at this. It's freaking horrible, pitiful. But I think I'm gonna call it a day today, and just go in and kind of relax. But I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. Okay, so they've got a pretty big old hole dug here. and we're kind of getting ready to accept that. Man, they leveled this all out. All this is kind of just so they could dig the hole and get the truck backed up in here. But let me see. So for reference, this is 8 feet, so we're probably 9-10 feet deep right here. And yeah, I mean, you know, I was like, don't mess up the road and all that, but I'm gonna let them do what they need to do to get this in here safe, and if we have to, we'll rebuild the road, get some more iron ore and stuff, you know, but we'll see what it all looks like after the fact, you know. So that's kind of where we're at. Man, I'd jump in there. That's way over my head right there. It's kind of weird standing up there and looking down. It's almost not claustrophobic, but what's the word? It's like you're on the top of a big building looking down, you know. It's wild. Yeah, they're cleaning it up, but I'd rather them just leave it. And, well, I don't know, because they're mixing some of this dirt with the iron ore, but I don't know, that may be a better thing. We'll see. We'll let them do their thing. So we'll get this in here. I think Marcia's pretty excited about it, so we'll kind of maybe take another video once they get it in, or as they're putting it in or something. I'm trying to work at the same time, which, matter of fact, I gotta get in there. All right, bye. Sorry, I'm trying to eat a peanut butter jelly and film at the same time. get some more in a minute. But okay, so I didn't get to film the progress like I wanted. I wasn't able to be out here like I wanted. Talk to everything. We'll flip you around. Let's show you what we got. So they got it all installed. The one guy, the main guy, will say he was pretty cool. They both the guys arrived and they parked the excavator here, and then they parked the other truck here. So the shelter comes in two pieces, and top and bottom. He brought the top first, so he set the top down over there, and then he had to go get the other one, the bottom piece. The other guy was stayed here, and here, let me zoom out. He stayed here and he dug the hole and, you know, kind of tapered this out so that the truck could back in. Man, I had two piles delivered, one sand, one red fill, red select fill. So that was kind of in the way, but when this guy was digging the hole, he had to put all this stuff over here, and he was doing a good thing on leveling this, but then he ended up pushing all that into the drive. Now the drive is kind of tore up. I don't know if you can see that. In the process, you know, the dude dug the hole, and then the other guy got back, and when they put it in the hole, it didn't fit right, and that's the video you saw. They actually had to pull it back out. Well, they had to dig it a little more, and instead of digging on the back side, it was easier for them to dig the front, because he could have his excavator there and, you know, scoop this way versus trying to pick the back like this. I wish they would have picked the back. So after they got it set in there and he drove down there to get the top, I was looking at it and I'm like, man, it's too far forward. I kind of want it back another couple of feet. The back side of it, let me point here, the back side of it should have been more right here. So here, let me get, so technically this mound is mounded over. It should have been back 2 more feet, and it should have been deeper. I wanted it flat here and back here, which would have lowered that mound more. It would, overall, it doesn't affect the performance. It's a concrete shelter in the ground, and it's going to work for what we need, which is the main thing. I'm talking more aesthetics, you know. I think it would have looked better, but all in all, it's in the ground the way I want. No, but it is what it is. Sometimes I kind of find sometimes I being that I do stuff myself, I understand that sometimes things don't go the way they're supposed to. So I could have been a dick, or not a dick, but I could have been more persuasive and said, hey, I want it back where it should be. The problem is they had already filled the sand on the bottom, so then you're getting all that clay and rock that he would have dug from the backside down in the hole. Then you're having to re-clean the hole. Then you don't have clean sand to put down on the bottom. My luck, I would have probably got a rock under there and it would have cracked the concrete. So it wasn't just as simple as, hey, pull it back up and move it back 2 feet. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I get upset with myself that I don't push hard enough or, thing how I want it, but I guess at the end it doesn't matter. So it's in there. But to me, it's like this corner right here should have been further back and further down, and it would have made this little transition, a little better. This just, instead of having this big mound of hill, it would have been further back. But so let's go down in there. It's a little echoey. And that's the company. All in all, Marsha's happy, and that makes me happy. I'll work around it. I might be able to do something with it, make it blend in a little better, I guess, but we'll see. It's in there. So that the hogs haven't come back for over a week now. Don't know where they went. So he's probably going to come pick up his trap. He thinks they're trap smart, He thinks they're on to us. So that might go away just whenever he gets time to come and get it. Knowing my luck, he'll come get that, and as soon as he does, they'll show up. Oh, found me a new barber. So I don't know if y'all knew, earlier in the video I was talking about just how hot mess I was. That was actually last weekend. This is Friday now. I found me a new barber because I went by Eddie's early this week, or at the, I think it was Sunday, and his shop is no longer open. It's either for lease or for sale. So hopefully Eddie retired and nothing else happened, but I kind of knew, when I said Eddie, I don't think Eddie's going to be around much longer, I meant his age, and that he's probably not going to be doing that much anymore, and hopefully going to retire, and hopefully that's what happened. But so had to get on the old googled barbershops in my area, and yeah, it's I'll say it was kind of the movie Barbershop. It's pretty much what it was. It was straight up good dudes, but I was kind of by myself in there, if you know what I mean. I mean, there was 5 customers and 2 barbers, but I was the lone guy in there, if you know what I'm saying. If it means anything, the smoke alarm was chirping. Oh my God. I'm sure they knew what I was laughing at when it was going off, but great up good dudes. I think I found me a new barber, straight up gave me a good cut, very attentive to what I needed. He wasn't like, I'm just gonna do a #1 fade and you better like it, he's like, what do you want, how do you want it? And he was a very good dude. come to find out, he has a trucking company as well, and may use him to haul some dirt in and stuff. So all in all, you know, it works. Gonna have to get that thing reworked. I don't know, we'll see what it does after a rain, but that's gonna be all that light stuff. It's pretty much clay. I think it's gonna start getting slippery, so we'll see. But yeah, that's where we're at. We got it done. I can't flip around. That's where we're at. She's in. We're gonna be hopefully protected, you know, during the storm, and we'll go from there. But on to the next one. Bye.